Hello, Viro. Hey, Silverbug. Hello. Hello, everybody. No, unauthorized on LinkedIn. Oh, well, next time. Hello, everybody. Hey, Lowbite Fox. Hello, hello. Okay, so here's my plan. Give me a few minutes to get the stream started, and then I'm gonna tell you what I did, which I did some stuff, and then we're gonna make some progress. I think it's gonna be somewhat enjoyable stream. I think somewhat enjoyable because I made progress, so I'm not stuck on anything, and it's just a matter of making more progress. So this is all well and good. Okay, yeah, I'll be right back. Maybe I should put a countdown, shouldn't I? There we go. Hello, I'm back. Hello, everybody who joined in the meantime. Sorry for interrupting the chair stream. Okay, so what's going on here? Let me tell you what's going on. What's going on is that I had trouble with the CMark-GFM Markdown parser because running it in a multi-threaded environment caused failures. And it would occasionally hang. And on top of that, not only would it occasionally hang, but it also would produce wrong output. So I was running my parser against, I was running new Zine against old Zine and diffing the output. And it would show that like strike out, double tilde elements would not be converted sometimes. And so what was the cause? Well, it turns out that the CMark-GFM parser has some code that gets invoked by an individual parser implementation. So whenever you do parser.feed, and you can have multiple parsers because you allocate parsers. So you like a parser, it's not a global thing, it's an instance. You create instances of parsers. But it turns out that there's like these static, I added thread myself. So this thing and another one somewhere, I think deeper down, this one, these were global variables that were not thread locals, that were used by all parsers, causing all kinds of multi-threaded based UB. So I made them thread locals. Apparently, that's how you make something a thread local in C. And now it works. Now it works reliably, and I can use the multi-threaded parser correctly, while the multi-threaded build of Zine, and it works. It's actually not fully correct yet, in a sense that it is correct for my use case, but this thing is so freaking dumb. So keep in mind, the point is not that you have these like tables out here. The point is that these tables get mutated by code. So that's the problem. The problem is that they get mutated. So here's my point. My point is I have a parser per thread, and makes you wonder how it never broke for anyone else. Yeah, good question. It probably broke for a bunch of people. They never realized. Well, you know what? Probably most people are not doing proper multi-threading with this stuff. The ones that do might have never noticed. And I don't know, life goes on. So what else? This is not the full story though. Yeah, the full story is that this is still wrong, because if I have one parser per thread, and that's fine because each thread gets a copy of these things, and also go to references of this. Does this ever get modified? No. This never gets modified, thank God. The problem is if you have more than one parser in a single thread and you run them kind of in parallel concurrently. So let's say that you are doing async, you are doing evented IO, and you're reading two markdown files using IO ORing or whatever. You're pulling a bit of each file in your event loop, and whenever you pull some bytes from the file, you give them to its corresponding parser. But the problem is that these two parsers, they will be referring to this state because it's the same thread. So the point is that this is technically state that belongs to each individual parser, but for some reason it was put here as a freaking global variable. And yeah, that's how it is. So in my case, it's fine just because it's multi-threaded. If it wasn't multi-threaded, if it was single-threaded but evented, it would be broken. Just so that we're clear, this is not part of the CMark parser. This is part of the CMark-GFM one. So this is code used to implement the GitHub specific extensions. So like tables and what have you. I would say this is not great code. And I discovered this by using Thread Sanitizer. So you can enable Thread Sanitizer in Zig, and it was very nice. Like the experience was great. Basically, the moment it was turned on, then Tsan would immediately tell me, look, here's a concurrent write, and they are writing this variable. Go check this variable. And yeah, and it was as easy as putting 2 markers there. Yeah, in any case, these... I don't know. This is, the people consider this stuff I don't know, the gold standard of Markdown parsing. Is it though? Or rather, maybe CMark, you could argue. Honestly, I'm not sure. Every time I dive deep into a C library, I tend to be disappointed by it. And I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that this library is doing that I don't understand, that it's not trivial at all, and it's probably very sophisticated, and I would learn from it. So I'm not saying that everything is bad. But man, there is some bad in here. That's for sure. Also, check this out. CMark-GFM is 300 commits behind official CMark. And there is not a lot of work going on with it. Holy shit. Last PR merged was 2 years ago. 18 PRs, 10 security advisories. Well, I mean, who knows what this stuff is. But I should probably abandon this piece of garbage. Yeah, but I can tell you that Teufel, I'm moving away from Markdown. I think the problem is that Markdown is inherently a problematic language. If you feel like trying it out, go for it. But I do not think you will have a good time parsing it. I think you will have a bad experience. That said, don't let me stop you. Yeah, there is a spec. The problem is the parser needs to do a ton of look ahead. Mark super. Not MS. Super mark. So going from SMD to just SM. Nah, I think I'm fine with SMD. I'll just change the parser and tell people how to upgrade, how to check differences in how it gets interpreted. That's it. In any case, this stuff is bonkers. So what do I want to do today? Today, I just want to basically continue closing the gap. There are still a few diffs. I want to basically reduce all these diffs to nothing. So let's go do this. So let's see what happened here. The original version has EMG and then source and then alt. Well, here we don't have an alt, which is actually fine. I should probably regenerate because I merged this alt stuff. Let me do this. Git zig fetch master branch zine. I'm going to zig build with main branch Zine. So basically, I'm going to create a new reference build, which I think should have this stuff sorted out. Let's see if we made any improvement. Maybe not. I think the problem here, like the only difference here is still the alt stuff. Here there's disagreement about what's the previous thing. Here's again, it's a missing alt. Here again is a missing alt. This diffing is not the greatest, dude. Come on, you could do better. Isn't this also the same? /blog, you should play secret Hitler. /blog, you should play secret Hitler. Cards.png, cards.png. It's like, alt is the only thing that's missing. Is there like a better, there's a better diffing algorithm probably that we can use. Give me the better diff. Give me the better diff. Where is the better diff algorithm? Minimal. This is not minimal, my friend. This is not minimal at all. No, I think there's another setting. Ignore all space. Ignore space change. Oh, there we go. Patience. Diff algorithm. Choose a diff algorithm. Well, can you tell me what these different algorithms are? Diff algorithm. Well, I guess I can do. Oh, let's try just patience. Not improving things a lot. How about minimal and patience? Okay, let's see how these algorithms are. Default Myers, minimal, patience, histogram. So technically, so basically we want -- minimal, but it also doesn't. I'm really surprised that it doesn't minimize these. How is this? How is it coming with this? I think it's because there's probably no spaces no new lines in this stuff. So what about if we ignore white space problems, white space thingies? No, that wouldn't change anything. Dude, it's so clear that it's just the alt the problem. Oh, but you know what I think it's doing? What I think it's doing is that it thinks that this alt is also like this is all a single thing since there are no spaces starting from SO all the way to alt. And so that's why it doesn't break this stuff up, I think. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. So let's get to work. Also, yeah, how can I get this fixed though? Because we should not. This is doing Zig out public, right? Yeah. Why are we still generating alts for things that don't have an alt? I know why. Because this is a super markdown. This is a super MD fix. git stash, git switch main, zig fetch, save supermd, zig build test. This is probably going to fail because I would expect new supermd. I think I changed some interfaces in supermd. So I would expect this to complain. Give me watch and prominent compile errors. Oh, really? That's oh, right, because it's a build error. No, this is a compile error. Why am I not getting prominent compile errors? Expected 3 arguments found 2. That is correct. So we want to fix layout cache. .init. Am I misspelling prominent compile errors? Does it need to be before watch? Is it because maybe it's because I had a dep print by mistake while I left the print in my standard library implementation? No, it's just refusing to show me this stuff where I want it to. Context. Expected 1 argument, found 2. In SuperMD? How is this possible? Note, function declared here. I need to update the script as well. I think we got it. There should be a problem with AST in HTML, and I think that should be it. No. How am I getting this? No. Actually, can I do this? I think I can do Zig build, just Zig build. There we go. So we finally got everything updated. Context 223. Expected three arguments found 4. Oh snap! This is a big update. This is a big update that I did in the other branch that I didn't do here. God damn it. No, you know what? Can we update to SuperMD with the PR merged, but not my weird stuff? This is the right commit. This is the commit that we want. Okay, let's see how that works. Yes. This is not necessary. Let's see how are we doing now. I may need to downgrade Scripty. I will need to downgrade Scripty. That's not a big deal though. Let's find a good commit for Scripty. Let's see how we're doing right now. Was that SuperMD already trying to use a 2 new version of Scripty? That surprises me. Don't we feed to it our Scripty? Yeah. Yeah, we give to these guys dependencies ourselves. So I'm surprised. Let me. Where is that our cache? Just to make sure, although oh no, expected 1 argument, found 2. There we go. Maybe this is, it's actually okay. Oh, but it is SuperMD. What? How is this SuperMD? Let's take a look at what I did. Maybe this is just me doing something suboptimal with SuperMD. Oh, it's this here. Update Ziggy, update CMark-GFM. Yeah, I think this is just too new. Update scripty. Yeah. Oh. Although this is... Oh, but I then... Oh, wait a second. That means that I could do this. Let's try to... Let's see how far back we can go. Basically, I just want this patch, and I don't want any of the rest. Let's see. I'm trying to do weird surgery, so... Yeah, okay, this is way too back. This is still not yet updated to Zig 014. Maybe I can go here then? By the way, I'm trying to do something weird just because I want my old version of Zine to conform with the new version of Zine, and there's like some manual work that I was trying to avoid. There we go. Expected arguments found 3. I like this. Man, if this builds... Holy shit. Okay. So I should be able now to build my website with old Zine. Although, wait, I need to use local checkout. I'm specifically asking about the Git plus prefix. The Git plus prefix just means that you're trying to do Git protocol over HTTPS. So like if you point at a tarball, you don't need the Git plus. The Git plus is needed if you're pointing in the repo and you want to use Git semantics. So the reason why I can... we're missing a little context? Okay, then I'll stop. Okay, so we built. Let's diff now. God damn it, we still have alts. We gain nothing from this practice. Okay, so abort everything. Git status, git checkout, build a zig.zone, reset everything, git status. Don't care. Leave everything as is. Git checkout, git switch, standalone, git stash pop. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back to where we were. Okay, so what do we wanna? How do we want to reduce the diff now? Then, okay, here's one. This is a draft blog post that I always left as draft, and we're not honoring drafts right now in standalone Zine, so we render it even though we shouldn't. And on top of that, we also sometimes mess up prev and next because now we think that certain articles that shouldn't be alive are alive, and so we mess up also that. Then so we have a couple of those instances. Then what else do we have in here? Highlight.css. Okay, this one is interesting. We have highlight.css that gets installed by normal Zine, but we don't install it. And then we have index.xml. We also do not process alternatives, even though we should. So let's go do that. Ooh, another one is a performance improvement. So check this out. If I do Zine release, it's not bad, I would say. You can see the progress, but you can see also that there's no caching, so everything is rerun from scratch every single time. And you can see that it's mostly fast, except a couple blog posts take a while more. And they're kind of like the bottleneck in a sense, because they're individually complicated and they take a bunch of time. I don't think they take way more time than they should, but in any case, also this is a debug build, but while a release build is faster, is still not super fast. So but there are things that we can do to improve that performance. I think maybe I would like to start by implementing alternatives. You know what? Draft alternatives and understanding why that file doesn't get installed. Let's go do these things. Also, here's another one. Previously, we did not render nodes defined by extensions correctly because we were delegating that to the CMark parser, and it wasn't doing a good job at that. And now instead, I started reading the source code, the CMark source code, and now I know how I can render nodes created by extensions myself. The problem is that, like, the strike through, it's easy, right? You just put del around whatever is in there. But like tables are more complicated, so I'll need to figure out how to also implement tables. And it's fine because the moment we have a need for that, we're gonna hit this panic. Okay, what are you guys stressing over? Let's see. It doesn't make sense to change master to always be stable because someone unrelated does something stupid. It feels less efficient to keep main stable. I mean, for some of my repos, I keep main as stable, and then when it was time, when 0.14 was about to come out, I made a 0.14 branch, or whenever somebody asked me to get stuff, whenever somebody asked me to accept APR to make it usable from master branch Zig, I told them to put it in a branch, or rather, I made a branch for them, and I merged their APR in that branch because that project exists in an ecosystem, the Zine ecosystem, where I'm tracking latest stable Zig. I'm not tracking an unstable version of Zig. Because otherwise, like with Zine, Zine that uses the build system, tracking master branch is a nightmare. Like, you are guaranteed that you keep breaking people's websites all the time. So because it's a lot of code that leverages the build system a lot, which keeps changing a lot, bunch of repositories that are hard to keep in sync. Well, it's doable. It's just annoying to move things together. So yeah, it made more sense to track master branch. Now, if Zine becomes standalone, I don't know if I want to do that anymore. Like, if Zine becomes standalone, who cares? Because you can always get the executable, and you don't care anymore about which version of Zig it compiles with. Or rather, you care, but less. This is about using master to track the tip of current development. I'm not sure I understand what you guys mean. Since Zig fetch is mainly used with the repository URL rather than branch specific or tagged versions. I was thinking there's a slight benefit in keeping main as a stable version and having dev branches. Um, I think in the current state of the Zig ecosystem, um, users are expected to be a bit aware of what's going on around them. So you advertise what's your interest on the repository, and you basically do um, you follow that. Meaning, for example, in my case, my stuff follows tagged Zig. So if you go to the main branch of SuperMD or SuperHTML, you will see that it tells you that it's tracking tagged a given tagged version of Zig. So that's what you get from master branch. And then if you have unstable and you find out that main branch doesn't build anymore for you, then you can look at my branches and see if I have a branch dedicated to that. And if I don't, then you have to chat with me or make your own fork or whatever. But there are some other repositories that instead do track master branch, and they have branches for tagged versions of Zig. For example, okay, you know what? Let me just straight up show you the SuperMD example. Here you can see, you know what? Maybe this is not a good example. Let's do SuperHTML. And then I'll show you the inverse example. SuperHTML. Really? I don't even have a branch in here? What the heck did I have a branch for? I made a 014 branch for something. Maybe I deleted that. You know what? I don't remember which project, but I do have a project where I had like a 014 upgrade branch. It was scripty. Okay, last chance. God damn it. Oh wait. Am I getting memed by the fact that it doesn't show me all branches by default? Okay, I swear. I swear that I had a project that did that. Why am I going insane? Well, okay, you know what? Wait. Maybe it's not me, but maybe we can find one. I think Flow Syntax did that. Yeah, like Flow Syntax still has one for 013. But then you can have the opposite, which is, for example, ZigTools/ZLS. And it makes sense, right? ZLS wants to track master, but then they have tags for backwards compatibility. Kind of ashamed that they use tags. Well, I mean, I guess this shows what they don't want to do, right? By using a tag, it means that the version that is backwards compatible is frozen in time. They don't intend to backport any improvement to it. Reasonable, honestly, given what ZLS is. But if you wanted to be, a good citizen, you would make a branch for a given stable version of Zig that would also allow you to backport bug fixes if you wanted to. Anyway, kind of personal choice whether you want to keep your master a step of development or have it as stable. I would say yes. It depends on your interest. Like you can do it either way. For some projects, it makes more sense to do one thing than the other, maybe. But like it obviously makes sense for. Well, you know what? No, because you can organize the work whichever way you want. So that said, I do think that it makes sense for ZLS to have unstable Zig in master branch, and for other ecosystems, it makes sense to not necessarily do that. Okay. So we are rendering this stuff ourselves. Let's try to respect draft. So how does that work? So we scan a page and discover that it's debug. We scan a page And then we might discover, after we scan it, that its subsection is disabled. So I think we have some kind of, where is it? Parse has active. Maybe what we should say is, this is false whenever a parent section is disabled. But then a given page might also have draft. So to see that if a page is draft, we need to check if, so the file could be empty. So I guess we need to skip pages that are, we need to only consider pages that are status parsed. But then even if they are status parsed, we also after that need to check if they are not drafts. And if they are drafts, we need to not parse them. Well, no, we need to parse them, but we need to not analyze them nor render them. And we need to not consider them when doing prev next calculations. Alternatively, we could say that parsed, we could say that active can also be false because of its own thing. So let's do that. In main, here we're analyzing all pages. There we go. Already parsed. All right, here we are deciding to parse pages. So here they haven't been parsed yet. Hello, Matt. And then we do the sorting after they are parsed. Almost 5 years. Holy shit. 55 months. Yeah, it's been a long time, huh? Is this here? Yeah, I did figure it out. Thread sanitizer was like a slam dunk. It immediately pointed me at the right variable, instant fix, like 2 lines fix. CMark-GFM is bad. That's my conclusion, though. So here I'm slightly evaluating. So here's the problem. Whenever I scan pages, I add them to a section, and usually I discover pages because they belong to a section. They are listed in that section list of pages. And so what I'm considering doing is, and I'm adding them as I discover them in the scan phase. I don't wait to parse them before adding them to their section. Maybe I should wait, but you know what? Maybe this doesn't matter. Maybe we can leave them there. What we need to do is 2 things. One is skip at the right moment. Also, do we disable active here? I think we should disable active at this point. So for each section, sort pages. Sure. Sort pages, but also disable them. So for video pages.items, This is page ID. And then we do, oh, this should not be v.page. This is section of pages. We do v.pages.items at page ID x .act dot parse dot active equals v pages items. What am I doing? PIDX. Actually not. It's dot draft. I'm doing something dumb though. This does not really belong there. I think it's more of an analysis thing. Even status is not set by default. Although, do we really not give it a default value at all? I think we probably do. Let's take a look at where we parse the page. Yeah, we do initialize status, don't we? We always initialize status to something. Unless we just do not parse the page. We should probably assert that we expect the page to be... That's what we did in up here, right? We were looking at... Oh no, we are looking at the active field of sections, not of pages. Never mind. So we're setting this here active true, error.syntax active true. Oh, so if it is parsed, here's what we could do then. We could say that active is false based on the front matter stuff. So we could say active is p dot draft not. Okay, so if we do this, there's no bookkeeping that we need to do. All that we need to do now is change the prevnex code. Where we don't just do -1. Next section ID is not just +1. But we need to keep incrementing if the page that we hit is a draft. And same with all the similar functions. Okay. So this is not const. This is a var. We say well, next section ID is slower than items.len. What do we do? We're trying to do this. Next is page items, SS page items, next section ID. Next section ID. Why do we call it next section ID? No, self section ID. Yeah. Okay, next section ID. Okay, +1. Always increase by 1. If next dot draft. No, if next dot parse dot active, then we want to return. Otherwise, we want to loop. And down here is the case where we failed and we return null. That's kind of how it has to be. So this is the blueprint. This is the blueprint. Then has next is also something that I'm not sure of. Let's see. Oh, this is prev stuff, right? Next has a different logic. Okay, let's keep doing the prev stuff. So has next, has prev. Okay. Let's update this code here as well. Variant section, self ID. Keep increasing. We grab it. And if it is active, we return bool.true. Otherwise, we return bool.false. Yeah. I also like the idea of dropping section from the name. Okay, now we need to do prev. Sorry, now we need to do next. So next instead is subtracting, and it's saying if we are the last one, then return false. But it's not that simple. While next ID is greater than 0, we subtract 1, and then we say we'll look at whether it's a draft or not. Also, wait, was I calling next also here? Oh my god, this is prev ID. Okay, so next ID -1, and then next. Next is this, and then we say if it's active, we return true. Otherwise, we return false. Okay, let me think about it more. As long as we can subtract, we keep subtracting, grab the thing, If it is active, then it means that we have a next. So we return true, otherwise we return false if we never exit, if nothing makes us exit while faster. So that's good. This is prev ID. This is prev. Okay. Let's go fix this other one. This one is more complicated because it has actual values. So self ID, next ID is this. Keep subtracting. And now we want to return an optional init. Okay, I think this should be it. So we have a self. As long as we're greater than 0, keep subtracting. If we find a page that is not a draft, we return it. Otherwise, we return null. Okay, so we should have fixed also prev next now. Should have kept watch on. Do. Scene release. Instant panic. Delicious. Index out of bounds. Well, what do you know? Index out of bounds. I'm hoping it's one of the prev and not next. 1059. Okay, it's in a prev, so we are well, here's the problem with increasing it inside. It needs to be greater than len -1. Sorry, it needs to be lower than len -1. Kind of important detail, huh? Okay, let's diff. Oh, you know what? Though we need to remove public and recreate it because otherwise it will contain stale files. Git diff. Let's go. No more random blog post. Diff here is this stupid alt thing. Everything else seems fine. Alt again. Alt again. Alt. Missing trailing slash here. That's on me. We're going to fix that next. Horrible. Horrible. Oh my God. Look at this stupid URL we were generating before. And now we're actually generating a good one. So that's, this is a good diff actually. Again, same thing. Old URL was stupid. Stupid URL. Alt. Missing CSS file. Ooh. Not respecting draft in sub pages, I think. Okay, let's go. I think we have enough stuff. So sub pages doesn't respect stuff. Oh, this is disappointing because it make us over allocate, but you know what? It's fine. So how do we do this? was nice keeping them perfectly in sync. But now we need to have we need to go out of sync with them, unfortunately. Okay, so let's say that we do allocate for every page, but then we need a write index, an out index, as pages items, there you go, page, blah, blah, blah. And then we need to slice pages by the ones that we actually set. There we go. Okay, so this way we omit draft pages. Missing training slash. That is in, I think it's in the link function. We're not adding a training slash when linking, even though we should. Yeah, look at this. So let's see. We're printing three things. One thing is path to the MD, then the MD name. If it's index.md, we print nothing. Otherwise, we print the separator. So I think we want to do it like this. Path. Then always a training slash. Oh my god. So we want the path. We always want a training slash, yes. Then if there is a file name, we want the stem of it. Do we though? Like when linking a page. Oh, I think yes. The stem removes the extension, right? Oh yeah, it does. Okay, so that's why we were doing it. Okay, so we are then putting this other thing. Okay, I think I might have fixed it, maybe. Print the path. Do not print this. If the page is indexed SMD, then print nothing, nothing. If the page is not indexed SMD, we print the name and we print this guy. Yeah, disgusting code, but it works. Okay, let's try it out. Take it for a spin. Oh no, we borked it. /blog. We borked it. How did we bork it though? What? I put this here myself manually. How are we borking it? How is it possible? What? Blog? No slash senior relationship. How? How is this possible? Oh wait, am I? Oh, I think I know. It's my training slash code that is wrong. I bet you. Lower than path slice len -2. This is actually -1. Yeah. Okay, alt, 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 alt again, alt, bad path, bad path, bad path, alt, missing CSS file. Okay, we're basically down to missing CSS and missing alternative. Why are we not installing CSS files? Let's figure this out. Hi, does anyone know if latest Zig release has FreeBSD support? I was trying to get it working and failed. I believe that somebody has a build, although I don't remember if it's FreeBSD or another one of the BSDs. I think it's like Freund who has that, but I don't know where he puts that stuff. Maybe he keeps that on Codeberg. Maybe he does not. Reaver. Workflows. Close PRs. Huh. Cool. Dot builds. FreeBSD. Yummy. So let's see. Check this out. He has a build. Zig Tarball mirror. Huh, that's funny. Releases download 013, Zig FreeBSD. Yeah, I know that Andrew didn't build it. But I think iPhone has a 014 built somewhere. So I don't know. Maybe the fact that, you know what, maybe I'm wrong in the fact that Andrew hasn't published a build for FreeBSD has to do with some issue related to FreeBSD and Zig. So maybe that's why he hasn't made one, and maybe it explains why you had trouble. So I'm sorry, I don't know how to help you past that. Okay, next task. Yeah, where's our CSS? So here's the problem with the CSS. It's template code that references these assets and we do not honor their installation or something. So let's start from checking. Do we try to install assets after we're done rendering pages? Collision detection, collision errors, template errors, pages to render. So let me think. I git cloned and built LVM, then tried compiling with Zig and kernel panics. The kernel panics on some new allocation tests? What? Well, I mean, you could build Zig without running tests, although I understand that you might want to run tests so that that your Zig build works. The fact that you kernel panic on those tests kind of bonkers. My suggestion would be, if you really want this to work, maybe join the Zig IRC channel. Probably the best place where to ask this stuff would be the Zig IRC channel, I think. And then alternatively, there's a compiler development Zulip channel. Okay, in any case, we do pages and then we install site assets. And then we install page assets. Static assets. Where's the part where we install page assets? The small detail that we're missing? Oh, no, I think I understand why. When rendering each page, we install page assets. I think that's how it is, right? That makes sense. Maybe, kinda. Actually, let me double check. Page, no, worker. If we do, that's also actually kind of wrong, honestly. No, we definitely do not do that. Okay, so who's installing page assets? Well, you know what? I think we might have found the answer to our question, right? Also, we're debug printing install. How come that I don't see this debug print anytime, anywhere, ever? So we print static assets. I think this is the problem. The problem is that we should be installing at least site assets, but we fail also to do that. Okay, so we know that we don't have code for installing page assets. We can add that. But at least site assets we should install, which is the case for those CSS files that are missing. And we also have a debug print that we never see trigger, so we're not installing anything right now. Why would that be? The only reason why that could be is because the reference counting is never correct. So how could the reference counting be never correct? That might be because when we do when we do asset, link, we don't do reference counting. Yep, look at this. Asset link. We look at the kind. If it's not a build asset, we do nothing. That's already not great. Oh no, there's a check if it's a build asset. And then otherwise we just do this. Well, what do you know? What do you know? Well, that's not good enough, is it? So here's how we do it. The way we do it is that we need to take the path. We need to check if it's a site or a page asset. So here, let's do this. Okay, it's a site asset. What does that mean? That means that we need to check the site assets hash map and increase its reference count. As simple as that. How did we get an asset value in the first place? We called site.asset, right? But it's inside. We call site.asset, and we don't validate anything about it. So this allows us to create an asset that is invalid. That's not great. Yeah, that's not great. But also the problem is, so we cannot increase the reference counting here because the fact that we create one doesn't, until we link it, we cannot increase the reference counting. We have to increase the reference counting in link. But here we could do some validation. You should not be allowed to create a asset of something that doesn't exist and get away with it. It should cause an error. So here's what we're going to do here. Here's what we're going to do here. We're going to take your ref and we're going to make a path name out of it. Path name. I think we could even call it, well, you know what? PN, it's fine. And that's going to be a CTX. I think I need to copy some boilerplate from page. Although, wait a second. This is site. We don't care about the variant. God damn it. We care about CTX dot build site assets. Well, pt.intern path name. No name. Just intern. So we have intern path. That returns a path. Intern path with name. Yeah, I should probably call this intern path no name. And that returns a string. This is a path name. Also, I have a diff here on Linux. What did I do here on Linux that was good? Oh, I gave iterate through these things. Yeah. Okay, interpath with name, GPA. string table, path prefix. Path prefix and then path. What was I smoking when I made this API? Okay. It's a string. Okay. Oh, that's actually a good API. God damn it. The name is confusing, but the API is good. Ref. Oh, snap. This one's GPA. Are we providing the same GPA here? Not sure. Oh, that's definitely oof. Oof. That's definitely interesting. In any case, the expected pointer to path table got a const path table. Oh, what if I want this not const? I think this might bite us in the ass at some point in time. We'll see. Okay, pn unused local constant. Well, I mean, internal path with name. Wait, actually, now that I think about it, that's not what we want to do. We don't want to intern a new path. We just want to get an existing one. Right, so that's why we don't care about that. Get path, no name. So path table. Oh, right. That's already the dot. String table and then the path. So we want to fail if we can't find all these things. But that means basically we want to make these ifs. basically, if we get super deep, then we want to return this guy. Otherwise, and I'm thinking that now we leave ref as ref, maybe, and then we change path to just be the path name. We'll see. Okay, in any case, if none of this happens, if we fail at any point in this, well, actually, that's not even it. Okay, so if we found this, then we need to check that it is there. So if if ctx dot underscore meta dot build dot site assets dot get, and key needs to be, oh wait, did I have a keys up? Wait a second. It has FMT. It has get. Oh snap. It has get. That's what I should have used. God damn it. That is so much nicer. Okay, let me change all this stuff. Let's take all this stuff out. Take a bunch of these out. We really don't have access to any of this stuff. I don't want build. I want path table. If it's present, then we try to. So if it's present, then we try to get it. Site assets get PN. I guess we can, instead of get, contains. No, we need to get it and then check the type. No, but it's a site asset. Never mind. Contains is enough. Yes. So if it's contained, then we return this. Okay. If any of these goes wrong, then we want to return an error. Missing site asset. Okay. That's not bad. So now we're doing some correct checking. We're complaining at the right time about this. Then, honestly, I really want to change path from the original ref. I'm really thinking that from the original ref, we should change this path thing to being our path name. We could also add, yeah, you know what, pn URL. It's the path name. What is this underscore Ziggy thing? What? Okay, we'll worry about it another time. Okay, so what happens here? What happens here is that now we basically need to do this. We need to get the asset and increase its reference counting because we're linking it. Okay, so we're doing, honestly, it doesn't matter what kind of asset it is at the end of the day. It's not really, no, it matters, right? Because it depends on where this asset is going to be stored. So if it's a site asset, then we say is ctx, which we don't even have here, ctx underscore meta underscore dot build dot site assets dot get ptr of asset dot url dot question mark, and then we say rc dot fetch add one. Should it be a query release? Should it be monotonic? I don't know. A query release. Discard value because we don't care about what this is. Or rather, that's an interesting one. That's an interesting one. What we could do is, at this point, no, there's no point in being us the ones that do the installation stuff. So there should be like this. And then there is a page asset. In the case of a page asset, we want basically the same concept, except it's more complicated. So let's go into page. Let's copy this boilerplate here. If it's a page, we need to get the variant ID. Asset doesn't know which page it's in. Although we have a pointer to the page, you're like a straight up pointer to the page, then okay. That gets us access to the section. Do we care? Honestly, we only care about the variant. This might be missing because... Wait, could it be missing? No, it should not be missing. So we can assert also the hint. Their kind is... It's a page asset. And then we do a fetch head on this. So do we care about the page? Do we care about the page itself? Actually, no, we only care about the variant at that point, which is interesting. Let's see. Hi, has anyone worked with V-axis or ZG? I have worked with libvaxis, yes. I'm trying to write a TUI app and it fails on plain string with calculation with an index out of bounds error. The error comes from the ZG code, which looks up the Unicode S1 and S2 tables. The other thing is that every time the code fails with the same input, the index that is said to be out of bounds is different every time. Danik, that smells a lot like you have UB in your code. So it seems that you're probably supposed to store something. You're probably storing in a function frame some value that you return the pointer of, for example, or you do not initialize something that you should initialize, and that thing turns into garbage memory, and that causes the index out of bounds error. That is my suspicion. So I would double check that you are initializing this stuff correctly. By the way, you're looking at an application that uses V-axis right now. Sorry, I keep saying V-axis. I should say Baxis. V-axis is wrong. It's supposed to be Baxis, but I can't stop myself. No problem. If you still have trouble, if you keep having trouble, put your code somewhere. And I don't know, share a link here in chat if you want help from me. Otherwise, you can ping the creator of Axis. It's a Rocco Rager. You can find him in the Software You Can Love Discord server, for example. There's also in the quote-unquote Zig court, the big Zig Discord server, he also has a thread dedicated to libvaxis in the projects channel, so you could also post there maybe. So like if you're stuck, you can find ways of getting also extra help after you've double checked the basic stuff. Here's another alternative. You can run your program with valgrind, and valgrind will tell you when you start branching on undefined values, and that maybe will help you find where you're making a mistake. I'm kind of tempted to make it a variant pointer at this point. Unclear identifier variant. Okay. So that means that we're going to have V. We don't need to do this. We can assert that it's a page asset. So the assumption is that if you called asset on page, then page has validated that you're linking to a page asset. Okay, so we find hint, then it has reference counting. We increase reference counting and we're good. Side assets also works. And then we return as URL. Oh, here's what we were returning as URL. Leading slash and then asset meta path. Now we don't have path anymore. Now we have URL. So how do we do this? Well, I guess we can render it from, we just print it from the URL field and that's it. How do we do it otherwise? I think that elsewhere we don't use FMT, we use slice bytes, I think. Path name, so we have FMT. Oh, we only have FMT on this guy. Interesting. It's on a path that we have bytes slice. Interesting. And this is based on a buff. No, I think we do FMT in this case. So we try const URL equals try std.fmt.unlock print GPA, and the arguments is going to be asset meta URL, and that is it. That's it. And that's what we return, a value from this guy. I think this is good. Oh, the title on YouTube is wrong. Oh shit. I'm gonna change it. Okay, updated. Thank you. Okay. So with this, we should be good. I probably have regressed something, but we'll see. Ooh, also, wait a second. Alloc print meta URL .fmt. We need to make a formatter out of it. We need to pass some other information. So what do we need to pass in? FMT wants string table and path table. Wait, that's it? Okay. So that means that also we need to put a leading slash here. FMT string table and path table, huh? Ah, that's so annoying. We need to do it. Did I not do it also for site? I think I did that inside. Yeah. Oh. Oh, this is interesting. So about this, here's the problem. If it's a site asset, this information is in here. But if it's a page asset, this information is not there. Okay, so we need to do this. Then, so here's how it needs to be. the switch needs to return a URL. Yep. Okay, here we break BLK with this. Okay. Then for a page, we cannot do this. Unused local constant. Yeah, let's use this stuff. stpt. There you go. Now for a page, it's different because we want to do this anyway. But st and pt are different. So const st equals d dot string table. There we go. Okay, let's try again. If it's a page, we do fmt, we pass in these two guys from variant that is correct. If it's a site asset, we use the build string and path table. That's correct. And that's what we return. Okay, let's see. Context asset find, except to find context variant, found context page. Correct. Page 6065. Context asset find. Yeah, about that, friend. About that. So these guys can finally go to hell. This guy can also go to hell. This guy can go to hell. This guy. These guys can all go to hell finally. Page search strategy. I think I'm gonna keep because this is gonna be something that I'm gonna maybe reuse once I introduce caching. I think that makes sense. Maybe. But the rest definitely has to go. Oh, this is so much better. Okay, then here we're like, this is super not working. Okay, we're calling page.asset. So we have a ref. We don't do this. I guess we can copy what site asset is doing. It's going to be not too different, I think. Okay, let's see how it works. So we want, I think, some of this stuff. Maybe not all of it. I think self-ID is unnecessary, but the other two things are needed. We need CTX. Okay, let's see. Okay, we're trying to define an asset. we don't care about section. We only care about its variant. We do care about this other stuff. Then we say, let's create a path name out of ref. That is correct. Apparently we don't have path name. We have path table, we just don't have path name. Okay. Okay, so we make a path name. If this fails, oh, we also need GPA. Okay. So if we don't find it, we complain that we're missing a page asset. That's correct. If we do find it, then we need to grab it. We cannot do contains. We need to do get. And that's a hint. Then we need to check that the hint agrees with what we say, meaning I think these are like two special error cases that we want to handle. Hey, Temporus, hello. Man, this error reporting is going to get so good. So what I want to say here is we want to switch on hint.kind. And we're going to say if it's a page asset, then we need to check that it's the same page. Otherwise, we need to complain and say that it's not a page asset, like the thing that we found exists, but it's not a page asset. Although, you're here to chill with my persona adjacent background music. Yeah, enjoy. So honestly, I think that saying missing page asset also indicates that it's something else. That's fine. So we're going to call it BLK. But if it's a page asset, we want to also assert that it's our page. So here's the funny thing. I think our page doesn't know its page ID. Our page knows its pointer. It has a pointer to itself, but it doesn't know its page ID. Although we could figure that out with just a little bit of math, as in self ID is int from pointer of p minus int from pointer of v.pages, and then we div exact. We expect this to divide precisely by what? By size of page, right? I'm almost thinking that Zig should have a built-in for this. Something like index from pointer, index from slice pointer or something. In any case, that's our self ID. And then we say if, so what is this thing? Oh, of course, this doesn't work. Location ints are defined in build, maybe? Variant? Oh, they're in variant. Location int. Oh, it has ID. We don't even need to unpack it from the kind. So kind needs to be page asset. Oh, and the reference counting is in there. Okay. The specific thing is a search either way. Well, Search? It's not a search. I know my pointer inside of an array, and I subtract my own pointer from the, well, I subtract to my pointer the base pointer of the array divided by size of, and that gives me my ID. So it's not really a search. It's just a bit of math. So if it's a page asset, that's the reference counting. But right now we cannot do the reference counting, so we ignore it. What we care about is then apparently hint.id. So if that asset turns out that it's not our asset, then we need to return an error. Page asset exists, but belongs to page. And then we need to print the other page. Page asset exists, but belongs to page. Use to reference an asset that belongs to another page. You must first access that page using $, I don't know. Well, you know what? I'll leave it at that for now. Okay, so now this thing needs arguments, a ton of them. Well, 2, but they're going to be annoying to make. So what's the page asset? I guess I can just use the ref. I'm going to use ref. As for the other page, I'm going to do other page PN. And it's going to be other page, and then we say, and let's call it other page. So this is the other page. Then we want to print a path to that page. Problem is that page does not have a path name. It does have a path. It does have a name, but it doesn't have a path name. I guess I can make a path name. Let's do it like this. Okay. Okay, so page asset exists, belongs to page, blah, blah, blah. Zig did not prevent me from overfilling my coffee mug. Rust would have. It's unfortunate. Sorry, that's the life of using an unsafe language. These and worse can happen. Okay, I think we have a nice error message now. This PN overrides the other one. Oh, let's call it page PN. Page PN. There we go. Okay, let's see. I don't know. Let's see how that goes. We should have build errors in theory. There should be more build errors elsewhere. Site 232. Yeah, calling inside of page. That's a problem. Boy, does that is a problem, huh? Here's what we can do. We can panic. That's certainly one thing that we can do. What else is the problem? Oh, more unused stuff. Built-in pages. Oof, that's pain. Nothing in kind instruct atomic value. Right, because I never changed this. v.urls.get. Local. Page.local. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, this is stuff that will take a while to fix. Local question mark. Same concept. Oh man, this is gonna be nice when we fix this. Locales. It doesn't have all sites. Oh god. Hmm. Page find, some sub pages alphabetic. Oh, it's like sub pages, but with a different sorting order. Well, we can actually implement this because we implemented sub pages. We can do the same. Send us sub pages, but returns pages in alphabetical order by comparing their titles. Yeah. So you want to do this. You want CTX. You probably need the allocator now. So you put this stuff in here. I would say this. Call this pages buff. Pages becomes that. We want to return pages, but first we need to sort. And then we don't want to do return this. Okay, let's see. We want to sort pages. That's it. We did it. Build has asset find. God damn it. Okay, build. Not the right build. Right build. Okay, so here we have this. No name RC instruct location hint. Okay. Okay, we're starting to get there. You're right, because in case of pay, wait a second. Asset meta kind. What are we doing? Page asset.fetch add. Incompatible types. Right, because here we return a string. Here we return a string. Here we return, if it's null, we return an error. Otherwise, we do nothing. I guess that's how it would be. No field name path in struct context access. Right, now it has a URL. What are we doing here? Oh, size. So we're doing stat file. Yeah. I'm gonna stat the file, huh? Also, we're doing fscwd. No. So when starting a file, an asset, it depends where the asset is, right? So you can't really start, well, you can start a build asset, I guess. I guess we need to, the base there has to change based on the kind. So path is going to be then asset dot underscore meta dot URL dot fmt. Ooh, also now we kind of care about slashes, so maybe we should use the other one. Maybe we should use the other style. This style. We don't do this, we don't do this, we don't do this, but we do this. So we want to do buff is going to be underscore meta dot URL dot path bytes slice. Here we put the asset meta URL name, file system separator. We need to specify these two things here. Yeah, all this code is heavily dependent on the kind of asset, huh? Side assets there. Start file path. I can basically be like this, I guess. Okay, so this is in the case that it's a side asset. Let's say it's page asset. What do we do if it's a page asset? Page asset, we have its variant. String table, path table. Everything else is the same. Starting point is going to be v dot contender. Side assets there. Like a build has a side assets there for sure. What's your problem? Oh, in context of build, what am I doing? The underscore meta, not build. Yeah. Okay. And this guy is still to do. That's fine. Bytes. Bytes has basically the same problem. So we need to re-implement everything. But then just do something slightly different at the end. So instead of start file, we do read file unlock. These are the bytes. Okay. Do-do-do. Burst an emergency. Do you have some C++? Can you give me? It's for my uni XD tomorrow. What the heck? Why are C++ junkies coming to my stream asking for a C++ hit? Man, I'll let you know. Look, this is a Christian channel. We don't do C++ in here. Jesus, my Lord and Savior, said that I should never do C++, and I'm following his programming manual to a T. Okay, so I think my stuff here is mostly fine. What's your problem now? Oh, this still has the self problem asset. We need CTX. We have GPA. Show us the redeclaration of bytes. Oh shit. Oh, that's why it was data. SRI hash. SRI hash wants to do the same now. Whew. 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 God, and then we have Ziggy. Okay, hopefully these are the last two remaining ones. Jesus. Talking about Jesus, huh? SRI hash. I think what I want to do is we don't return, we just break with the data. Hey, Redescent Rose, hello. Hello. Okay, I'm writing bad Zig, but What's going on? What's your problem with this? Unclear identifier asset. Yes. Okay, I think we are now doing better. So now we have data. Everything else can be the same then. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, everything else seems like can be the same. Okay, one more step. Almost there. Parsing Zig file. Path is asset meta ref. Fine, I guess. Probably we could do better. If we kept path around, we could do better, but whatever. Catch parse leaky. Error while parsing Zig file, diagnostic. Return rbuff.items. What? What am I doing? This is a return value dot error format. Yeah, that's how it is. What's going on here? Ooh, access null termination. We don't have null termination. Unlock with options. Oh, without just options? Come on, man. Real file unlock options. Why did I mess up? Oh, opitons. There we go. Max byte size int alignment. No size int. There we go. So now this should be better. Oh, we built. Wow. So now we build. Let's run tests. Okay, so we have a bunch of new things like this one. Yeah. This has a bunch of changes though. So we were complaining about, oh, this was between these guys and the other guy, and now it's the opposite. That's fine. Although I'm starting to worry that these the sorting order might be unstable, and so we might flip flop depending on external conditions, and that might be a problem. In any case, readme.html. Output URL collision detected. Index.smd has a page alias Well, page SMD has an alternative called README. Okay, I need to double check these guys to see if they're correct or not. Let's do this in the meantime. Do we build or do we poop ourselves? Okay, we build. Oh, and now we're triggering installing. So now we are correctly reference counting assets. Let's look at the diff. Alt. So that's a good diff. Alt. That's a good diff. Alt. Alt. Oh, missing training slash. God damn it. That's on me. I need to fix this. Okay. I'm not going to continue. I'm going to fix this. So we're missing a training slash. This is page.link, right? God damn it. Am I still fucking it up? No, wait a second. This is different. This is inside Markdown content. This is SuperMD not putting a training slash on a page link. Indeed. Indeed, that is SuperMD being naughty. Or is it us? Who's deciding that thing? No, never mind. It's us in page analysis. So, yeah. We are linking to a page. We start with this. Absolute. We append this guy. Sibling. We append our path, but not our name, and then their name. We append subpage, we append our path, our name if it's not index, and then their path. And after I do this, I need to append another slash. Always, I think. And then we look at other things, right? If we link to an alternative, I append wait. I don't append slice. I need to clear it and incapacitate. If there's a ref, yeah, I want to append this. Okay, I think this is correct now. That was fast. Okay, good diff. What's going on here? Double slash. God damn it, I knew it. I guess we need to only add it if it's not already there, basically. That is so annoying. It's the fact that we're basically using refs which are not normalized. So good diffs, good diffs, good diff, good diff, good diff, good diff, good diff, alt, good diff, missing alternative. That's it. Yo, we're almost there. Basically, let me try to recreate public from scratch. Yeah, everything is in there. Where is the page asset installation though? Wait, I guess I'm done installing assets. Oh, variant assets installed. Variant? Oh yes, because the assets belong to a variant. Okay, so that's where we're installing that stuff. Okay, so that's really good. Let's remove this installing thing. We don't need it anymore. We don't need the spam. I need to render the alternative. And after I'm done rendering the alternatives, this diff is gonna contain entirely good changes, and my website can be reliably be built with standalone Zine. That's not gonna be true for every website because there's a ton of features that I've clearly regressed, but I just don't use them on my personal website. So that's gonna be like a checkpoint. That's so cool. Okay, so what do I want to do next? I think I want to let's do alternatives, right? So the way it should work, I think there are two ways of tackling it. There are two ways of tackling it. One is that every page builds its alternatives sequentially, or building an alternative becomes a new task for a new thread. So the way I think it should work is that we should put the alternative back on the on the task queue. It should be render alternative. Instead of render page, it should be render alternative. Although, to be fair, render page is basically render alternative. It's just that you use the default layout. So maybe we should change render page to render page, but also specify an alternative. And that's kind of it. Sorry, and then specify a layout. Okay, work here. Render page takes a page. But then we give it a layout as well. So right now, how do we get the layout right now? Like this. Build screen table get page.layout. What even is this stuff? That doesn't work. What are we talking about? Oh no, it does work. You're right. We're getting, yeah, it does totally work. Oh shit. Okay. So I don't know. Let's call it layout path. Okay. Do we do weird stuff here with progress? No. We just start and end MD path. I think we should assume that this should have been done already for us. Yeah. I think we should just do the furp.end. Okay, I'm gonna break also how I'm rendering progress. So I'm gonna need to make it more complicated. An alternative could be that we don't do that. No, I think we should assume that the name gets defined by somebody else. Hmm. The problem is that if we do this, we're not saying explicitly to this function that the layout that we're looking at is an alternative. We could be smarter. I think we should be smarter. You know what? Never mind. So this should be back like this. This should not be layout. This should be what are we rendering? Um, are we rendering the main page or are we rendering an alternative? I don't know, just kind. Main or alternative is going to be what? An index into alternatives, I guess. Hello, Drew Dreamcast. I think that works for me. And here we switch. Yeah, because you should own your own progress node. It's just so much better to do that. Actually, wait, we can do this in the arena. Why am I doing that? So how do we do this? Guess we switch here. At the end of the day, we're gonna switch on the name. Is that it? We only want to switch on the name, do we not? Hmm. Do you like these coding tools that is basically like a spider network? What? What coding tools are you talking about? That's basically like a spider network? So if it's a main thing, we want to do progress start MD path. And we don't know how big it's going to be, right? Well, I guess it's the length of the alternatives. The length of the alternatives tells us how many other tasks there are on top of our one. We don't need a count though, because we are going to have alternatives be nested items. I guess the problem is that if we nest them, they seem like, okay, I see the problem. The problem is that if we nest them, then how do we end this node once they're done, since we are not going to be waiting for them? I see now. That's kind of the problematic part, huh? How is that supposed to work? Now I'm kind of curious. It's like a OneNote page, but it has rectangles which link to your scripts, but they are linked by lines. So you're talking some kind of like visual programming system. I don't know. I don't use any of these things. Man, I'm having a surprisingly hard time trying to understand how I want to represent my progress nodes now that I want to include alternatives. Maybe they should be. Maybe they shouldn't be nested in a page. No, I think the point. So I don't know how the API exactly works. So I guess the question is, if I put the right number here and I do complete one, will it work? Since Zig is also a C compiler, is it possible to compile the Linux kernel with it? Good question. I guess let me. I guess we can answer a simplified version of that question. Can you compile the Linux kernel with Clang? Because Zig is basically Clang. So if you can compile Linux with Clang, then you should be able to compile Linux with Zig. So what does start do? Maybe we can assume that there's a different meaning if to progress. Well, no, because progress is the parent node, right? So what we could do is do complete one on the parent node, or even end the parent node. I think we can do complete one on the parent node. I guess I need to test this stuff with alternatives. So if it's an alternative, well, which I'm gonna keep it the long name. I guess we wanna do p.end. Well, I guess we can be explicit about it. So we're gonna do p.end and then progress complete one. Although it's the same thing, right? Actually. Maybe we don't need to do this after all. It's just p.end. Okay. Okay. AX2. So layout path main p layout alternative. We grab the layout from no definition found. Wait, is it not p? Oh, it's page. God damn it. There we go. So this is going to be our layout path. Blah, blah, blah. Grab templates, everything else. Do the rendering. Now we need to worry about the output path, right? Oh, God damn it. This code used to be so simple. Now it's so annoying. Outer path. If index SMD, MD path, otherwise join. Make open path and then create file index HTML. Oof. This is going to be so different now. They have to worry about alternatives. This is going to be a bit more different, huh? But it should be fine. We'll survive. Let's see. I found the invalid reference. I was expecting this piece of code to cause a problem when I was writing it, but I was not completely sure and then forgot about it. Let's go. Nice. Good job, Danik. Okay, this code is kind of garble. This code is all kind of garble. But it's fine. I guess basically what we care here, the only thing that we care about here right now for real is, I guess we want to return out there. Yeah, well, okay, so from here, the only thing that we care about, note, do not close build.installer. Yeah. Okay, I think that of all these things, the only thing that we care about is out row. Then all of this can be put in here if we wanted to. Yeah. And in the case of alternative, the code needs to be different, of course. Okay, I think I'll take a very, very quick bathroom break. Then we're going to implement the other branch. And in theory, once we do this, we should be able to output alternatives. And we're going to be able to see if I messed up my rendering code, my progress rendering code or not. Okay, I'll be right back.